All right, so we're talking on the phone. I am a seller.
You're a seller, we're talking on the phone. So my close is like a listing appointment, basically.
Yes,
Okay,
close is
that's
a
my
listing
goal.
appointment.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Jeremy, I mean, that sounds good. I guess though, really what I want, if you have a buyer for me, that's really what I'm most interested. I don't know if I'm really looking to list. I just am looking for buyers.
Okay, so out of curiosity, Rachel, you're looking for buyers, which tells me that you would consider an offer on your home, but why don't you want to list it? What's your
It just
hesitation?
seems like there's a lot of fees, and it seems like there's a lot of people who want to buy the house, and I could probably just do it myself with all the interest that we have. So if you could bring me a buyer, I would love that, and that I would be willing to pay on that, but it just seems like a lot of money to list it and do all that with this market.
Absolutely. Okay, now I understand where you're coming from. Perfect. We actually have multiple solutions for this problem. So what I can do is I can come by, stop by your house. I can present you with initial offer, and we have a solution for this called our simplified selling solution. It's for people in exactly your situation. They don't want to deal with the fees. They don't want to deal with the showings. They don't want to deal with all that. They just want to offer on their home. So I'll come by. I can give you an initial offer. I haven't seen your home yet, so obviously it's not going to be finalized. After I see your home, I'll snap a couple pictures, and then within a couple days, I can finalize that offer, and I can give you exactly what you're looking for. And while I'm there, we can discuss some of the other options just so you can explore what we have to offer if you were to put your home on the market. And then that way you can make a decision based on all the options we have to offer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Nobody's offered that before.
Awesome. I have availability tomorrow at 2. Does that work for you?
That works for me.
Perfect.
All right, so setting the stage. We love it. Run it out. I'm a prospective seller. You're going for a listing appointment on the phone. That's the goal.
Okay.
All right. So that sounds good, Danny, but honestly, what I'm really looking for at this point, if you have a buyer, bring me a buyer, but I think that's kind of where the buck stops. I'm just really looking for a buyer for my property.
Fantastic. Where do you believe buyers come from?
Well, I mean, it seems like this market is overflowing with them. There's, tons of buyers. So I don't really want to pay, somebody to list my home, but I'm willing to pay a commission for somebody to just bring me a buyer.
I understand. So you're thinking about maybe just selling it yourself?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And what the benefit would be from that?
Well, I don't really want to have to pay, a listing commission and a buyer's commission. I just would, if you could bring me a buyer, that would be really what I'm looking for at this point.
Let me ask you a question. You ever bought jewelry at a store?
Yeah.
Right. Now, if you were dealing with a salesperson at that store, now let me ask you something. If you kept that same thing in the same box you bought it in, and then 3 years later, you never even wore it, you sold it at a garage sale, a yard sale, do you think you'd get the same amount of money selling it there as you paid for it with the salesperson?
No, I'd likely get less.
So this is the same kind of thing that happens in real estate. When you're dealing with a professional who's going to support your needs and fight for you to get the most amount of eyes on your property. We went through our marketing plan, correct?
We're on the phone.
We're on the phone. Well, so what I'd like to show you is the marketing plan that we have with the Whissel team and how we've sold over 500 homes just in the last year. Would it be a bad idea to just find out what we do to get you the most money for your house?
Well, I really, at this point, I just want a buyer or an offer. So that's what would probably most interest me. If you have an offer or a buyer for me, I would, be interested in talking, but that's really what I'm interested in.
Totally get where you're coming from and want to make sure that we do that. Now, in our company, we have a database of 30,000 people that we've worked with in the past. And what we do is we actually circulate listings that we get within our company before they go out to the general public and create a buzz that works in our favor. Oh man.
Okay.
I'm almost there.
All right. So I think you guys both did an amazing job. I think, Danny, you were going for the jewelry store garage sale analogy. If you guys haven't heard that, you were like, Cody's where you like had it right there, or Kevin, you guys right there, and then you got thrown off because of the scenario. But the analogy there is if you go to the mall and you buy that piece of jewelry, you're going to expect to pay this price. If you buy that same piece of jewelry at a garage sale, you expect to pay a lower price, correct? Well, that's the difference between you doing it yourself and getting garage sale price and having a professional like me, just like you have a professional at the mall. You want to get that professional price, correct? You don't want the garage sale price? No, of course not. Well, that's why you want to meet with me so we can go over the exact plan I'm going to use to get you that professional price, not the garage sale price. And I think if you... Huh? I think if you would have closed it, I think you would have been there. But obviously you fumbled it at that point. What I like that Jeremy did is he asked the right questions, isolated the objection, and then utilized one of the USPs to close it at that point. And so we're going to go with Jeremy on that one.